Well, hello everybody. This is Tenacious Earl with the final game of May 10th, 2016 here on the Tabletop Baseball channel. Tongue's not quite working in the way it should, and so I'm talking a little bit of blah blah blah. Anyway, so we're going to get going here. I want to get this game going so I can get it completed. It's going to be game 3 of Mets Tigers. So Mets have taken the first 2 games, and they will have Steven Matz out there to try to get game 3. And I don't know why my fan has stopped working. I have a fan in here, and now it's not wanting to work. Okay, well, it's going to be a little warm in this room, but let's get it done. So, Matz against Fulmer. This is Fulmer's first appearance because for Detroit in 2016, he did not start the season at the big club. They held him out for almost a month. So that's what we will be doing here now, because they did have injuries to Pelfrey and Jordan Zimmerman. Not a long one for Zimmerman, but Pelfrey has been an extended injury. So Fulmer's going to come in and take his spot in the rotation, and most likely he won't lose it. So let's see. Hi, Randall Mark. Definitely good evening. So let's get rolling here. Conforto needed to be rested. Duda needed to be rested for the Mets. So it'll be Granderson right, Walker at second, Cabrera shortstop, Cespedes in center, David Wright third base. Diaz will get the start in left instead of Conforto. Campbell at first instead of Duda. Darno catching, and Matz will be on the mound for the Mets, and they're going up against Michael Fulmer. As I said, this is his first start. So here we go. Fulmer a righty, Matz is a lefty, so we will have to make sure we get that straight. And Curtis Granderson leads off. Oh, and it is good weather conditions. So 6-9 against a lefty, and Fulmer strikes him out. So 1 out. Good conditions in Detroit. This is Comerica Park. So 1-2 for lefties on singles, while 1-11 for righties on singles. So in good conditions, and then in good conditions, home runs are going to be 11-11 on both sides. So Neil Walker, and 2-12, he hits a grounder to Nick Castellanos, and he throws across to Cabrera for the out, and that's 2 down. As dribble Cabrera, 6-8. He's batting from the left side, 6-8, and that's a ground ball to Cabrera. He will make the play himself, and that'll be a short first inning for Fulmer on the mound. And we will go to the bottom. Matz will be out there, lefty. A little southpaw action. So for Detroit, let's see. This is getting towards the end of Anthony Gose's run with them. He will be done in another game or two. Trying to get as many games in, because it extrapolates to about 30 plate appearances, and he's at about 20 at the moment, or 15 to 20. So another 2 games, and I'll probably pull the cord on him, because he's not very good. But JD Martinez is not going to be able to start. He needed rest. So, and because we use the pitchers hitting, we aren't able to use DH, so Victor Martinez won't be playing here. We're going to use Castellanos at third instead of moving Cabrera over. Kinsler second leading off. Iglesias at short against the lefty Matz, batting second. Miguel Cabrera at first, Nick Castellanos third base. Upton in left, Justin Upton that is. Saltalamacchia catching. Again, James McCann has been injured. Aviles He's in right. I still don't think I have that right, but I'll stick with that. Ghost in center and Fulmer pitching. So against Matt's the lefty, it'll be Kinsler leading off. And against a righty, 6'5", 1-9 home run. Normal power for Kinsler, so 1-9, and this one will be gone. And it is it is gone, a leadoff home run cranked by Ian Kinsler, and that gets the Tigers off to a good start here, trying to salvage a game in this series. Hi, so Tribe Fan says Anthony Ghost he thinks he's trying to pitch now. And hi, Larry. And hi, anybody else who's hanging around here who isn't commenting yet, but that's fine. Maybe we'll see you here one of these days. Jose Iglesias, 3-6, and that's a fly ball to center, and Cespedes makes his way underneath that and grabs it. Miggy, 1 out, and a 1-7, and he pulls one over the head of Cabrera into left field for a single, as Drupal Cabrera, that is. So Cabrera at first, no threat of stealing. They won't hold him on. It'll be Castellanos. That's 6-8 against a righty, and that's a strikeout. So that's 2 gone, 1 across, and a man on first with 2 outs, Justin Upton. 2-9, a 1-9 would be a single. Otherwise, it'll be a ground ball to David Wright, and that will be a ground ball to Wright. So the Tigers do pick up a run here in the first, and we are on the road. Let's see, what else we got here? I got some more comments. Hi, Ken. How you doing, Ken? Glad to see you all here. So, again, I'm trying to get this game rolling and get things through. I watched the White Sox in Detroit this afternoon, actually, and man, that game seemed to take forever. So I won't spoil who won, but Cespedes, if anybody cares, Cespedes now 1-8, and he will get on via base on balls. So. Fulmer -1, Saltalamacchia plus. So +1 on the hold rating. Let's see. Let's do Matt's +7 and Darno's. Yeah, so +5 for Tigers. They're not much of a team that's going to run. The Mets, they're probably, well, Cespedes, they're not going to hold Cespedes on. David Wright will swing away. He had a 3 home run game. I believe it was the first game of this series, but let me double check. Actually, it was the most recent game. It was game 2. 3 home runs. I didn't record that one, and I kicked myself. That's another walk. So Fulmer with 2 walks off of Met cards, and actually that's a 1-8 both times. So let's get this shaken up better. Diaz, of course, Mets fans are like, you can do that a couple more times. If I get a 1-8 again, it's a double play ball on the ground. So here's Diaz, 4-8 against a lefty, and there is a double play ball. That'll be a 4-6-3. Moving on is Cespedes to third, but with 2 outs, it's going to take more than just your average run-of-the-mill grounder or anything like that to get him home. So Campbell with 2 outs with Cespedes on third, and that's a 3-5, and he might just do this. 1-7 would be a single, but it's a 15, so that will be a line out to second, and Kinsler grabs it. That will be it. The rally is snuffed out there. So here we go. A couple more comments. I didn't hear him say that next year would be his last. He's probably said that in a previous broadcast, but that's too bad. But he's only been doing away games from what I can tell, which seems odd, but I guess maybe he doesn't live in Chicago. Not that I blame him. No offense to anybody who lives in Chicago. I think Benny Blades does, but probably not my town. I don't mind visiting, but living there, I don't know. 2-7 and a walk to lead off the second for Stratomatic. Not being held on. Villas will swing away here. That's a 5-11 against a righty. It's a ground ball to first. Eric Campbell, 4E11, not holding Lamakia on, so still 4E11. 4-18, that will be that's a potential double play, and an 8 on an E11 is an error, so let's double check this G1 error as everybody advances a base. E3 and Stratomatic will go to second base, so goes will be up. Not good here. Not good at all. He's going to come up and try to bunt. He's a D bunter. They aren't necessarily, well, maybe they are. We'll say they're expecting it. E bunter. And a 2 on the D20 means that we check for a balk. Matt's is a 2. So if we re-roll a D20 and it's 1 or 2, it's a 7, so it's not a balk, but we will re-roll everything with an E bunting. E7, that might be bad there. E7, well, that's 1 and 2. So they're going to take off the bunt now that it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't think we re-roll that D20 again. 3-6, 3-6, and he strikes out. Fulmer at the plate. He will be trying to bunt. Again, an E bunter because he's a D off of his card. D8 makes it, or E8 makes it 1 and 2, so they're not going to pull. They're not going to pull the bunt off this time. And a 9, and I think that is going to be a strikeout. E9, another 1 and 2, which means it's a strikeout. So 2 down. Eden Kinsler, first and second, 2 outs against Matz. He homered in his first at bat. That's a 3-5, and he singles, and that will score Stratomatic on the 2-star single. 2-0. Into third rolls Avias. It might be Avias. Someone told me that, and darned if I can remember. Now, +5. Kinsler is going to try to get a lead here. 5 or 6. It's a 3, so it does not get a good lead. You add those two together. And they're having to hold him on, so that makes it 1-12. With a runner at third, first and third, 2 outs, he's not going to try stealing. I want to give Iglesias a chance to score him from third, so here we go. 1-11, ballpark single, and Iglesias is a righty, so it's a 1 to 11 chance that he singles, and it's a 12, so he does not. He lines out to shortstop, ending the threat. They do pick up another run, and it's 2-0 to the Tigers. Check the comments here quickly. That's right. Kinsler 2, Mets nothing. Both ribbies. So I was going to score that White Sox-Tigers game today, and I try this fan again. Let me see. It's thinking about it, but it's just caught up. But I fell asleep, so actually I would say I fell asleep because I quit scoring the game. Darno, he is going to ground out to Castellanos, and that's the first out. That brings up Matz. He's a pitcher's hitting card number 2. He's batting from the right side. So 4-2, potential single for Matz, and he gets it. So on the ballpark adjustment, wish my fan was working. It's starting to get warm. Curtis Granderson, 4-5 against a lefty, and he strikes out. Second strikeout of Granderson. And that's going to bring up Neil Walker. He had a nice game recently as well, so we'll see if he can get Matz around there. 1-6. 1-6 would be a 1-5 would be a home run. 25% chance, 1-5. And it is not going to be gone. That'll be a fly ball that is caught by Justin Upton. And again, things not quite working out for the Mets. No runs on a hit. And a loud, long fly out there to end it. So, bottom of the third. It'll be Miguel Cabrera, 1-for-1, singled, and a 6-7 against a righty, and he strikes out. So Castellanos, he also struck out against Matz here. 4-9 against a righty, and he hits a grounder that will be fielded by Cabrera and will be thrown over to Campbell for the out. And Upton against a righty, 4-10, catcher X. That'll be Darno. 3-1, 3-12. That is a passed ball. Darno 1-2, and there shouldn't be an error because he's an E1. So, and that was a middling number when you add it together. So 1-2 would be a passed ball. Or wait, no, that's the one that we go off of. We go off of Matz's card, and it's a 4 and a 3, so it is a passed ball. Oh wait, nobody's on base. I don't have to worry about passed balls. Ah, my bad. That was 13 or 12. Doesn't matter. Both 12 and 13 are foul out to Darno, and that will be it. 1-2-3 inning. Slight bobbled that. I bobbled that one a bit, but it didn't cost anything there. No harm, no foul. What's going on here? Get a call out. Yup. Asdrubal Cabrera. 1-9. And that's a fly ball to right. First out. Cespedes. Against a righty. Oh, it needs a 1 for a single off of Fulmer's card. It's probably going to be a grounder to Cabrera, and it is. So, and David Wright. I'm picking up the D20. And that is going to be a walk. So, 2 walks. David Wright, a walk machine right now. And it brings up Alejandro Deaza. It's worth chancing it. They're going to have to hold him. Well, it's a +1, so it's really not. 1 to 14. They're going to let Wright stay there. Not want to run him out of an inning here potentially. 1-9 strikes him out. So that ends that. Through 3.5. No runs for the Mets. 2 for the Tigers. The home cooking good so far for Detroit. It'll be Stratomatic leading off this inning as well. He led off with a walk and he scored in the second inning. Another 4-9, this time batting from the right, ground ball to short. And that'll be the first out here for Mats as he gets Stratomatic to turn it over. Aviles. 2-12, and he's going to get injured on this potentially. That's a hit by pitch. Roll this out. 14 and a 4 means he can stay in, but after the game he will be 14 is a 4-game injury, so Aviles, probably Aviles. With 1 out, he'll be held on. I'm going to say that because he's hit, he's not going to be able to try to run here. They're going to... Ghost is again going to try to bunt. He's an E-bunter. E8. Again, a 1-2 count. They will swing away now. Take the bunt off. And a 3-8. That might have been exactly what was rolled last time after they took the bunt off. It's 2 strikeouts for Ghost. Now Fulmer. 2 outs. He's going to have to swing away here with his pitcher's hitting card number 1. That's a 3-5. With a 1 on the D20, we re-roll this for a wild pitch. 1 to 4. Doesn't get it. So Fulmer gets another opportunity here to... And a 4-5. He's batting from the right. And he strikes out. So through 4 innings, it's 2-0 Tigers on top. Both Mats and Fulmer are 6-inning weakness guys, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. It's the 5th, so we still have some time. Eric Campbell leading off. He lined out in his first at bat. So against a righty, 4-7. Fulmer strikes him out. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. By my count, Darno. 6-10. 6-12 is Fulmer's bugaboo roll. Against a righty. Ground ball to third. That's going to be Castellanos. Not great range. 4E14. Gets a 16. That should help him out to get that one. Yes. G2 and a 12 on the E14. And he is able to make the play. So that brings up Steven Matz. He's got hitting card number 2, so he's got a couple extra chances here to get another single. And a 5-5. He's batting again from the right side. Weak hitter. So he's a weak hitter. This would be one. He's going to get another. He's going to get another hit here. 1 to 12 would be a single. Double with 13 to 20. And it will be a single for Mats. He's been on twice now. See if Granderson can do anything better with him on base than happened last time. He's struck out twice. And a 1 on the D20. We don't have to check the wild pitch, but we have to re-roll because the wild pitch is a 0. So Granderson gets a re-roll here. 4-5 was on there, and we know what that is. That is a strikeout. So we get to re-roll 5-8 against a lefty, and that's going to be a fly ball that Aviles is able to get to Aviles. And let's see, we've got no runs there for the Tigers, and then none for the Mets this inning. So I had to unload my software for doing these games and reload it because I had a bunch of catch and it was eating up space on my phone. So I could zoom this in. I'm trying it at this zoom level. Let me know how it looks for you guys, if there's any issues. Top of the order, Kinsler against Nats. Against a righty, 4-5, strikes him out. We've got some 4-5s here so far. Jose Iglesias, 0 for 2. Against a righty, 4-4. Ground ball to third. That'll be David Wright. He's a 3-E-18. 3 and an 11. He will get to that ball. And then you got 15 on an E18. And that is going to be the second error of the game for the Mets. Let me just double check this. I think I was pointing to 17, but 18 is also 15. So with one out, Wright has trouble, bobbles it, and Iglesias is on base. He's going to try and well, they're going to hold him on. So with one out, he's going to try to get a lead here. He needs a 2 through 5 or a 12 to get that 15, which would make him a 1 to 18. It's an 8, so does not get the good lead. That brings him to, because they're holding him on, that's a 1 to 12 chance. They're going to start the runner here with the hit and run. He's going to be a B because he's being held on. 4-9 against a righty. And that's a ground ball to short, which is going to be the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So no runs for the Tigers. It's been a low-scoring affair here so far. Matz and Fulmer having a nice little showdown here. Fulmer getting the better of it so far, but not by much. Top of the 6th, again, we check weakness from this point forward. So hits and such are going to be a problem. Neil Walker, he's 0 for 2, 1-7, and he singles to lead off. That's exactly what the Mets need here, is some lead-off loving. So Walker, he will not be held on base. Cabrera, 0 for 2 as well. And let's roll this because it's leaning. All right, so 5-6. He's batting from the left side. This will be first and third at the very least. If a 1 is rolled, we will get it'll be a second and third case, and it'll only be first and third. Cabrera with a single. So, what was that? That was 5-6. This guy right here. So, Tigers are going to have to start thinking about getting that bullpen cooking, because and they're going to get, let's see. They're going to get Kyle Ryan and Mark Lowe, a lefty and a righty, up just in case wherever they need them. So first to third, they're going to play with the infield at double play depth. They want to try and get the double play ball here for Cespedes if they can get it. And the pitch. 2-7, I think that's trouble. 2-7 is trouble. 1-9 a double. This is going to end Fulmer's day. And it's a 6. That's going to be a double. It's going to score Walker. And it's now 2-1. And to third goes Cabrera. And that is going to be it for Michael Fulmer. He all of a sudden got figured out by the Mets, and with David Wright at the plate, they're going to bring in Mark Lowe. So they will. So Fulmer goes 5 innings even. So here's Lowe. And Lowe is a 6-12 as well. So it's going to be David Wright with second and third. Nobody out. They will let the run come in if they can get an out here. Because they're playing back 6-2 against a righty. Ground ball to first. Got lucky that wasn't a 6-3. Ground ball to first. That is Miguel Cabrera. He's a 3-8. Nobody to hold on there at first. Oh, and we got this. We got 8-20. So that is going to be a ground ball 1. And then for an 8 on an E8, not a problem. So let's see. So we go second and third, infield back, ground ball A. Oh wait, I have to look at the chart here. G1 for second and third, runners advance. So that means that Cabrera will come in and score. That'll be a 2-2 game now. Cespedes to third. Say 3-1. All right, so De Aza now with Cespedes 90 feet away from. And let's see, are they going to go to... They're going to make another pitching change here. They're going to go with Kyle Ryan. To face De Aza. The lefty in there to face the lefty. And with one out, it is a 1-7. 1-7, a fly ball to center field B, question mark. So B, so center field is goes. He's a -1. Cespedes 13. Add 2, subtract 1. So 1-14 chance. He's going to try to come home. 1-14, and they'll take a 3-2 lead on the sac fly. It's a 12. Came out of the box, but that's going to be a sac 8. And an RBI for De Aza as he is able to club one out there. And let me see something. And that's 3-2. The Mets have turned the tide here on the Tigers. And so 2 outs, Eric Campbell, nobody on. Let me just check the comments here. Hi, Manny. So it is now 3-2. Mets on top, and Kyle Ryan against Campbell. Against a righty, 4-5. Ground ball to third. And so that will be it for the top of the 6th inning. They get 3 runs. And Matt's will come out for the 6th on his part. That'll be Castellanos, Upton, and Saltalamacchia. 111, that's a ground ball that will be fielded by Campbell, and he will underhand it to Matz, who's covering. Justin Upton now. 3-5, a single. He's gonna try to get a lead here and take second. Needs a 4 or a 5. Gets a 10. They have not had the. They haven't gotten any good leads here today. Saltalamacchia now with Upton at first, 1 out. 6-4. He's batting from the right side. Ballpark single. Batting from the right, that is a good thing, because if it was the left, it'd be 1-2. Instead, it's 1-11. But it's a 14. Line out to the shortstop, Cabrera, and with 2 outs, Mike Avias, who is he's nursing an injury. He's gonna have to miss a couple games here after this one. 2 outs, runner at first, and a 1 on the D20 means we look for wild pitch, and there is one. So Upton does get to move to second base on that. Matz is 1-4. So Avias, got to settle on one of these two. 1-6. 1-5 would be a single. With only 1 star, though. It's a 4. That is a single. And Matz now is within 1 hit or walk of his point of weakness. And Anthony comes to the plate with 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Should be considering pinch hitting for him here in the 6th. We're going to let him swing away. Comes off of his card. That's not going to be good. That's a ground ball to second. Trying to help him get out of a slump, and it's not going to happen. 3-2. Going to the 7th. Could have definitely pinch hit for him there, because Ryan can only go another. He can only if he faces the minimum here. If he faces 3 batters, he can make this inning work. But if he's got to go more than that, he's going to be toast. So Darno will go up against Ryan here. 3-2 lead for the Mets. That's a 3-12. That's a ground ball to third. Castellanos makes the play. Mets, with nobody on, they'll let him swing. Let's see what's going on here. Avilas, man, I think you've told me that before, and I can't remember it to save my life. So against the lefty, 4-12. Again, so this is ballpark home run, which Matz is not a home run guy. Weak power, so 1-9 a single, otherwise it'll be a right field fly ball, and it will be a single. 3 for 3 for Matz. How about that? Shows you the statistical inaccuracies at times of Stratomatic. Of course, it's one game, but sometimes it will work out that way. Granderson against a lefty, 4-7, a ground ball to second, and that'll be a 4-6-3, and that will end the inning. So Ryan does face only 3 batters, which should make Strat PC reasonably happy about that. And so, and this was P3 as well. Matz will be back out there. Now we're gonna have to pinch hit for Kyle Ryan. So they are gonna go with Andrew Romine. Save the big bats for a little later. So Romine facing Matz. Matz, he will be allowed 2 hits or walks or combination before he will be tired in this inning. 4-8 against, so he's batting from the right. Strikes out. Romine retired. Ian Kinsler, 2 for 3, home run and single. Against a righty, 5-7. Ground ball to second base. That's Neil Walker. Tough play for him. 3-11. 3-12. He's going to get it and make the play. 12 and 10 total are going to be just fine for him. And Jose Iglesias now 0 for 3. He reached on an error. And here we go. Against a righty, 4-5 is a strikeout, and that will probably be it for Matz, but we will see. No runs, no hits, no errors. Didn't mention who. So it's going to be Neil Walker, then Cabrera, then Cespedes. A bunch of switch hitters. They're going to go with Alex Wilson here in the 8th. So Walker going to lead off against Alex Wilson. Top of the 8th. Detroit will have 2 more chances to try and make a comeback here. Neil Walker. And a 1-7 is a single. He's 2 for 4 now. They won't be holding him on, so Cabrera could try hitting and running here. Wilson very good at holding runners on, so that's going to make it a -3. Going to go ahead and swing away here with Cabrera. 6-11. Batting from the left side. 6-11. Fly ball to right. That's Avilas. Avilas is a 5E5, so heads up here. Look out below. 5 and a 9 in the outfield is a single. 2 stars. Going to be first and third at the very least. And then the 6th on the E5. No error. But that's going to be a single. 2 base advance. So Wilson catching a not so great break there. So they're going to play the infield in now with Cespedes. Look out. First and third, nobody out. And a 5-5 against a righty. Ground ball to third base A with the infield in. Infield in, first and third, ground ball A is 8. Batter out, runner on third hold, runner on first advances to second. So that's going to be a 5-3 put out. Looks him back, and so does not get the job done. Cespedes. Here is David Wright. They will pitch to him. Again, the infield will be in. 6-6 against a righty. Ground ball to shortstop, A, with the infield in. So again, A, infield in, this time second and third, 1. Batter out, runners hold. Nobody can go anywhere, 6-3. 2 big outs here for Alex Wilson. That's going to bring up Alejandro Diaz. And it is the 8th. They are going to pinch hit for Diaz. They will bring in Michael Conforto. Try and drive home these 2 runs. So, 2 outs, second and third. They're going to play the infield at normal depth. Here's Conforto. That's a 3-12. 3-12, and he's hit by pitch. Yep, I've had that happen at least a couple times here in the previous season, where you pinch hit with a guy and he gets injured. Well, let's check it here. But going to load the bases. Does not affect the pitcher fatigue. 19, and he has to come out. And Conforto, he does have 300, so he's limited to a 30-game injury. 19 is 15, though, so. So it's going to be a 15-game injury for him, and he has to come out. So, and they brought out 1 potential left fielder. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to juggle they're going to bring in Lagares. So, and they're going to have to rearrange their outfield here at the end of the inning. So he's going to come in and pinch run for Conforto. So Eric Campbell, and what they could do now, and they're going to pinch hit for Campbell with Lucas Duda. And that's going to be it for Alex Wilson. So, again, it's kind of tough to simulate these kinds of back and forth moves, but Wilson goes 2/3 of an inning. Alex Wilson, here's Justin Wilson to try and get the lefty Duda out. So, and Justin Wilson is also a 6'12" guy. All right, so bases are loaded again. Against the lefty, Lucas Duda, 2 outs. Could have brought in Wilmer Flores too. 4-11 against a lefty. 1-9 would be a single and would score a run. And it's leaning. You got to be kidding me. I want to take this box with a hammer because I hate rolling something and not having it decide anything. And it's a 5. That is a single. Run scores. Everybody moves up a bag. This box is not long for this purpose, so it seems to be getting worse for whatever reason. Maybe because the dice keep hitting it, it's making dents in the base or something. So it's now 4-2, Mets on top, and Darno will face Justin Wilson. Base is still loaded, 2 outs. And that's a 2-12. That's a line out to third. One batter too late for that, at least as far as the Tigers are concerned, and an insurance run for the Mets. And now we've got to do some juggling. The Mets, they are going to turn to... Let me just double check who is available here. They're going to turn to Hansel Robles. Trying to do this as quickly as I possibly can, and it's really tough to do, but he's a 6'12" guy. Mats went 7 innings. Robles will come in to face Cabrera. Now we've got to do Lagares in right field. Actually, we're going to put him in center field. He's going to play center. Again, 14. I'm going to cross. Oh, I'm just going to leave it there. It's going to be a 2 -2 E4. And Cespedes will move to left. And that makes him a 2 -5 E7. So I'm going to cross out these other. And Duda, that is a slight, ever so slight degrade in first base. He's going to be 4 E12. He's going to play first. And Robles will pitch in the 9-hole, will hit in the 9-hole, and so that means that he will come out at the end of the inning, or next inning, top of the 9th. So, all right. Miguel Cabrera they need 2 runs. Let's see what's going on here. Got to check the comments real quick. Go Mets. Mets 3-3. Who knew? 3 for 3, yes. Figure out a fatigue relief. I'll be right back. How can you figure out the fatigue of a reliever? I thought I sent you an email about that, Manuel, but it must have been somebody else. I'll just email me and I'll give you some information on that. Miguel Cabrera against Robles. 412 against a righty. 412. Normal power. Ballpark home run, 1-11. And is it gone? Oh, and I don't know Comerica's. Comerica in it's the low. Okay, so this I do know. I just watched this game that was at Comerica yesterday. And I would like to be able to confirm it, but my tablet has decided to go AWOL. So my inclination is to say you can rob a home run in left. Unfortunately, it has decided to check out. So, this is a home run robbing check. Left fielder now is Cespedes, who is a 2. We just changed this. It went from 3 to 2. So, that's not the right chart. Where is the right chart? It's right here. So, if you go to 2, outfielder's rating, 1-7 is a home run. 8-20 will be a fly out. And it is a fly out to left field for the first out. Looks like my Kindle just decided to restart, which is about dumb. Does me no good. All right, so Castellanos with 1 out. 1-9 strikeout. 2 outs, Justin Upton. Against a righty, 4-6, and another strikeout. Robles mows him down. And we're going to go to the 9th. And Robles will retire for the evening. And the Mets. See, Justin Wilson, he is a 1, but he pitched to 2 guys. We will. Well, wait, why am I putting those in there? My bad. Now I gotta fix this. We're gonna let Wilson continue to pitch here, but he will be facing a pinch hitter. It will be Wilmer Flores. This is the guy that I thought maybe they should have pinch hit for. Previously, or pinch hit with for. I thought maybe I should switch Duda back to Flores. It ended up working out anyway because Duda got a single. So Flores 10 against Wilson. So Flores against the lefty. Against a right, 412 ballpark home run. Well, is the D20 going to bail out the Mets here and give them another good roll on this? And it is. That is a home run, 5-2. Home run, Wilmer Flores. The D20 is being kind to these Mets and not so kind to those Tigers. Check the comments here real quick. So with nobody out, Justin Wilson gives up a home run. Curtis Granderson, he will. They're gonna get. They'll have Logan Kensing up in the bullpen now. Once they get to a right-hander. Curtis Granderson, 2-7. 2-7. You need a 1 on the D20. This would be real injustice if they get that to 13. So, fly ball to center. That'll be the first out. And this is where they will call on Logan Kensing. Trying to keep this intact here. Again, 0.2 for Wilson. So Kensing is a 6-12. All right, so 1 out. Walker. He is 2 for 4. Looking to add to that. 1-7, and he does. That is another single. He loves that 1-7 rule in this game, that's for sure. As Drupal Cabrera. Walker at first. 3-6. 1-6. Well, 1-8 would be a double. Sorry, my eyes aren't working. 1-8 would be a double. And it is a 3. D20 is being extremely cruel. And Walker, he's going to go ahead and try to go for home. 12, wasn't being held on, makes him a 13. Only 1 out, so 13. And then that was to center field. That is goes -1, so 1-12. And he makes it. And Cabrera will take third on the fielder's choice. Double and a fielder's choice. So Cespedes now, runner at third. 5-6 against a righty, and that is going to be a single. Kensing going to get smoked here, and it is now 5, 6, 7, 7-2, and this game's getting out of hand. David Wright. Kensing needs some more. He is a 2, so he doesn't get any fatigue, but 3-3, that might help him out. Ground ball to first. C, it's going to advance the runner, but that's okay. It's another out. Now, Juan Lagares, again, he would like one off of Lagares' card, especially column 2 or 3 if he could get it. He gets a 1 on the D20. That might also help him there. He's got no wild pitch rating, so I have to re-roll. That 5 column for Kensing is not good. So 6-7, that might work out. Righty, and that's a walk. All right, Lucas Duda. Trying to let him get out of this inning. 2 on the D20. 6-5 probably would have gotten them out of the inning. Actually, no, it wouldn't have. It would have been a walk. I was looking off the right side. 2 and a 6 is a passed ball check, and Stratomatic is a 0. So again, we re-roll. Kensing just trying to get one here. 4-5 against a lefty. More trouble. Double 14. 1-14 a double. It's a 13. Lagares is going to hold up at third. Cespedes will come in to score, and it's becoming a mockery now. That's the trouble. You got to use these pitchers at some point, and you know that managers are going to do that. So, Darno, second and third, 2 outs. We could have, you know what? Let's send Lagares. It's actually they won't even. They're not even going to attempt to throw home. They're not even going to attempt it. They've given up hope for this game. They want to keep Duda at second base. They're going to throw to short and hold him there. So Darno, again, still 2 outs, 5 runs across this inning. And a 4-4 against a righty. Catcher X might get the job done here. 4-E1 for Stratomatic. 4-16. Potential passed ball using Kensing's wild pitch. And then 14. So that's going to just be the PF. So that's going to be a foul out to the catcher. Ends the inning. 5 runs across. It's 9 total. 9-2. Mets, they're gonna get out their own mop-up artist here. They'll go with Jerry Blevins. No longer a save situation. Robles win an inning. I don't know if Blevins qualifies as a mop-up artist. More of a situational lefty, but he can take an inning here without much problems, I don't think. Stratomatic will be the first. They will. They're going to lead off with the. They're going to lead off with Victor Martinez. Might as well play their cards here, right? So Victor Martinez will lead off here against Jerry Blevins. And a 1-6 is a single. So you got to start somewhere if you're the Tigers. Brings up Mike Aviles. They will go with Aviles here. They're going to... Simulating Martinez, he's probably not going to be able to go for second base. 6-11 against a righty. Fly ball to right. That is so many. It's Granderson, 3-0. And it's leaning. And an 18. That will be a fly out to right field. All right, we're going to say Martinez advances defensive indifference here. Let's see. Anthony Gose is not going to hit. They're going to go with Tyler Collins. Again, not a great trade-off here either. He's a lefty against the lefty. Going to save J.D. Martinez for the pitcher spot. So runner at second, 1 out. And that's a 1-7. Fly ball to center field. And with 2 outs, it'll be J.D. Martinez. Last hope. They do have Bobby Wilson in case they need the catcher, but J.D. Martinez, runner at second against Blevins. That's a 2-6. And a 2-6, he draws a walk. The game's not over yet. 9-2, they need 7 runs. And so, first and second, Ian Kinsler up. He has already done a little bit of damage, but not nearly enough. So 2 outs, 5-8 against a righty. And he strikes him out. The ball game is over. The Mets win by a final of 9-2. They sweep the Tigers. Mets, they can just put together some offense when they get going, can't they? We're going to have a couple of injuries coming out of this game, though, which is going to have an impact on both of their abilities. Conforto for the Mets. He's going to be out 15 games. They're also going to lose David Wright here one of these days to just normal use. He gets taken out. I guess that's the way I'm going to do it. Mike Aviles will be out 4 games. Not so big of a deal. But the winner... so let's finish out the scorecard here. No runs here. And then bottom of the ninth, 9-2 is your final. Steven Matz will get credit for the victory. The loss is going to go to Michael Fulmer. He'll be 0-1. Not a bad start, but in the 6th inning, it just all fell apart for him. 3 straight base hits here. Walker, Cabrera, Cespedes. It could happen to any pitcher, really, when you start going off of that hitter's card for each of those guys. And that's exactly... At least 2 of them were that way, and I think the third one might have got maybe even an X chance went against him because of his defense. So anyway, Robles I think will get a hold, but no save because it was out of reach. So let's wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I want to check the comments before I leave. So, baseball demos. So, yeah, it's tough to ask questions in the midst of a game, Manny. I'm usually, especially my fan has decided to gone kaplooey, so I'm gonna have to see if I have another fan around here. Man, that's getting warm in here. So questions don't always evoke the greatest response from me at the time. That's not intentional. If I ever come across as not being grateful that you are asking questions or watching or respecting myself enough to ask me a question, but definitely I think email is a better place, or the comments here. As far as the relievers go, yeah, it's the same for super advanced, except for closers. Again, closers, and I thought it was in that email as well about you use that closer rating, and you don't, when it's a save situation, you don't go off of the 1 or 2 or whatever as far as inside the parentheses, but you go with the number before the dot, and that's how many outs he gets before he gets. So he gets that many outs, and then after that number of outs, any hit or walk will cause him to be tired. So, well, I'm glad that I've been able to help Manny. Let me turn this. When I start turning this up, it starts to. For one thing, it looks like I lose a little bit of bandwidth, but another thing is that sometimes it falls. I'm hoping that I'm helping people here in the long run. That's one thing that's been concerning me is I would like these to be interactive with people. It's tough to be interactive, and that's one of the things that I've been saying to myself is, man, is super advanced just too intensive to be able to reach out to those who are new, because it can be very intense. I have to make some assumptions. I don't show you everything. I wouldn't show you everything in basic or advanced either, but some of that stuff is less cumbersome. It's a little cumbersome doing super advanced. But in any event, I've just been deciding, because I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like projects can start to hit a wall with people, and that those who are watching maybe see these games as repetitive and don't get much out of them. I'm probably getting the most out of these. Granted, I've said in previous videos this is a chronicle, but I also don't want to put stuff out here that's going to start to have people say to themselves, I'm going to go do something else, or make them say if something is cool that Tabletop Earl is doing, or if I have another project that they're interested in that they don't pay attention to it, or maybe even decide to unsubscribe because these are getting too repetitive or too. I mean, the nice thing about these, there are teams in this that are, to the teams that people like. Now, the downside of it is that, if this were a year like late 90s when the Yankees were like stomping everybody and the Mets had Piazza and, you had the Clemens and Piazza incident and all that stuff. I mean, those were great teams, and those teams were absolutely 100% going to perform. If I were to run that league, they would be winning. They'd probably win 35 out of 54 games or something like that, and Yankees fans would be happy about everything. Mets fans should be happy by this performance. But you know what I'm saying? It's like when you come in to watch, if you're a Yankees fan, you come and watch a game against Toronto and the Blue Jays win, that's just gonna make you upset. It would make, you've seen the way that I've reacted when the Phillies in that 2008 replay have gotten behind in a few games in a row. it gets to you. So that's something that is difficult about this, is that it's a Yankees. The Yankees are in this, and it was random, but again, it's a Yankees team that has its warts. And I mean, they're looking great in 2017, and I have some theories about that. I watched the New York-Toronto game yesterday, and I mean, I saw one strike zone when New York was on the mound, and I saw another strike zone when Toronto was on the mound. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, that you'll have that in lots of games, but you know, if you're going to pinch one team, and you're going to pinch the let's say, you know, Yankees opposing pitcher, you're going to pinch him, you're going to make him throw over the plate, and you're going to make him throw over the plate Aaron Judge. No wonder Aaron Judge is hitting like 20 home runs already. You know, it's just like, you might as well just put it on a tee for him. So, you know, you just have to, you know, again, if I was doing this in a way that Major League Baseball could, which is that, heck, you get the Yankees in these games and in first place, those Yankees fans, they'll be watching Fox every Saturday when they put the Yankees on. They'll be watching ESPN Sunday night when they put the Yankees on. So, more power to them. I mean, we'll see how it works out long term for them. I mean, they're definitely building a team that's going to be a good team for a long time if they can sustain what they've done so far. But let me just check these comments that have rolled in. I know I mentioned this to you, but your league is kind of dragging you down. Cubs way out in front. Yeah. Well, if it's dragging... Well, that's one of the things when you have a playoff system, is that you know that even though the Cubs are smoking most teams, you know, that's something in soccer that is... you know, like MLS, I don't like that because I think it devalues the regular season. But in the same regard, in this particular setting, it's going to help you in that you're going to get a playoff system, and maybe in that playoff system you have a team with really good pitching be able to do something to the Cubs in you know, a 7-game series. The PC game have other seasons included, or is it the current season only? It's the current season only. The other seasons aren't terribly expensive. They might be $20 each. So if you're interested in a couple seasons, I think you can get your hands on them without too much. Like, I mean, you aren't going to be able to go and buy the entire set of seasons, because there's also lots of specialty things like Negro Leagues and overseas, like I think they have some Japanese and such leagues. So that's another positive to PC if you like those things. But anyway, I just lost some Yankees followers probably with my diatribe against their team. I should really not do that probably, but it's tough. It's the way it goes. But so anyway, I'm going to sign off here now that I've alienated a large group of potential viewers of this. Of course, it's never hurt of guys like Howard Stern. He has people watch or listen to his show and watch his show because they just want to complain about him. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. The Mets are victorious in this one, 9-2. They pour it on from the 6th inning on and turn the tide on the Detroit Tigers. They will... See, are they both going to get days off here? Yes, they will. The Mets will next be playing the Padres, so they will get another team that is not doing so hot. The Detroit Tigers get to go up against the Marlins, who are also a little bit playing kind of well here so far in this season. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching, everybody. This ends May 10th. And I'll look forward to getting May 11th rolling here one of these days, and maybe even that Phillies replay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night. God bless, and Strat on.